What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eazy Studio with another Photoshop tutorial. So we're going to be editing this traditional marriage image, and I just want to show you the workflow or work process I normally use in editing, and some other tips and tricks you can use and learn when editing your images. So I'm going to focus more on the color correction, and then I'll do some skin texture correction, and also some other color grading. So let's get started. The first thing we notice is that the skin tones are not the same. If you check the hand, we have this brownish skin tones and on the other side, but the middle of the face seem to oversaturate with yellow, and this is making the photo look odd and making the skin look different from the other part of the body, like the makeup didn't even fit her face. So we're going to correct that, and I'm going to use the hue and saturation first. So I'm going to use two methods: use the selective color and the hue and saturation. So I'm going to grab two. So now I'm going to drag the hue and saturation slider down, turn off the selective color, and let's start with the hue and saturation. Now we're going to focus on the color we want to correct. In this case, the middle part of our face is very saturated with that color, and I can see, we can all see it is yellow. So when I click on it, it's going to pop up with the yellow part immediately. You can see right here, it's writing yellow. And now, if I increase the hue, you're going to see that that's the only part that's selected. All right. So we're going to correct that. Now, let's zoom out. I'm going to zoom out, and then I'm going to do the correction. I'm trying to blend the yellow so it matches the that of the hand right here. So let's see, bringing it backwards, and it's on the same red, brownish, and I'm going to decrease the saturation. So let's decrease the saturation till we have something uniform like that, and let's find the sweet spot for that. Okay, so I can leave it right here before and then after. So we've corrected a lot of color variation, and now we have just kind of uniform color. We can still bring it down a little, but not too over, less saturated. So I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to go to the selective color. Now on the selective color, just because we made that adjustment, we have the yellow and the red. The red is now too much in the image, so we're going to go to the red channel, and now we're going to add in some magenta. Now take note of this darker part, but we're going to adjust it. Let's just take the magenta backwards to bring in some brownish blend with this, and we lost before. You can see the reddish part is gone. So I'm going to also decrease the yellow and make the photo look like this. Now this black is going to affect the dark side, so if you increase it, it's going to make it more darker. If you decrease it, it's going to make it more lighter. So I'm just going to increase it just a little bit and not too much, because it's going to make the photo look different anyway. So just bring it up. We're going to adjust the shadows later in the camera raw filter. So on the cyan, it depends. You can remove cyan, you can put in some cyan. So I'm just going to leave it at -4, and that's just the adjustment I'm going to make with the selective color. I'm going to group the two together, and we can see our before and then our after. A lot of correction. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do some white balance using the solid layer. We can do that in camera raw filter, but I'm just going to use this one. So I'm going to double click and then select the eyes. You can select any other color that's white. You can select this side, and whichever way you want to select. So let me just select the eyes, which is brown. The eye is supposed to be white. Okay, let's use this color. That's extremely white. So let's just pick a place. I'm going to zoom in, select this one. Yes, I think that's okay. Okay, now turn it back on, change the blending mode to divide, and let's see. There was no change. Okay, I guess it's all the same then. So we're good with the lightning. So I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to create a stem visible layer. Now I'm going to use the exposure tool, just because assuming we're editing this photo in Capture One, I'm going to check on the exposure warning, but I'm just going to increase the gamma to make sure we have more details. All right, Now let's combine the two together. So this is before and then this is after. I'm just gonna combine it together, merge image, and go to camera raw filter, filter, camera raw filter. So here in camera raw filter, let's start with the basic tab. I'm gonna start with the white balance, select the highs, and this is what we get from the white balance. I don't need it to be too exposed, so I wouldn't want to use that. So I'll hit Ctrl Z, and let's try some other places. It says too bright, that's what I'm saying. Okay, 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 okay. Let's just go to the white and bring down the white and the highlight. Okay, so now let's try it with the white balance, still giving us some. Let's use the so click areas, please select less bright and neutral. All right, I guess we can use the white balance too, or we can set it manually, taking it back. Yeah, something like this. And let's see, maybe we could add some green. Yeah, I'm gonna do it manually, adding some uh, tint to it. So let's zoom out, and there we go. So we have before and then after with some tint. Okay, let me just make the tint 0 and just leave it like this. All right, so let's adjust the highlight and the white, and I'm going to bring up the shadows more because I want more details. And the black, let's bring it up. Okay, let's zoom out, and then we could add some texture and close it. Okay, so now I'm going to use more on the color mixer. Go to the U. I'm going to change this to orange. Yeah, something like this, and make the orange. You can make the orange look yellowish or reddish. So I'm going to leave it at +3 or let's say 5. Make the yellow look orange, and for the aqua, I don't want to change too much. Just make things. All right. Now go to the saturation. Let's decrease the saturation of the orange. Yeah, so it looks natural. And the red, let's increase a bit. The yellow, let's increase a bit. And what else do we need? The blues, let's increase all these forward. All right, so now it's okay. I'm going to go back to our image, and there we go. So this is before, and then this is after. All right, so we're getting there. And the next thing we're going to do is just to do some frequency separation. So just I'm going to do this quickly and come back. All right, so I'm done with the frequency separation. So we have here and we have before. All right, so let's create a stem visibility I to shoot already. And the last thing I'm going to do is color grade, and I'm going to use color balance for that. So I'm just going to go to the highlight first of all and add in some cyan, and also we can add in some greens. Okay, so add some yellows. Go, that's the midtones, right? Okay, let's go to the highlight, and we can do the same. Add some cyan here. Okay, some cyan and magenta. Can make it, add some blues, go to the shadows, things get dramatic here, so you have to be careful. Add some blues, let's add some red, kind of cool, and some greens. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold that. So we have before and then we have just color grading to correct the image. All right, so let's create the same visible layer again, and we have this. So you can do your dodging and burning or whichever one, but let's check it with curve, using curve. Let's use the curve and let's see the curve there. Okay, so everything is good. You can create some S curve. Sorry, this is going up, this is coming down for contrast, and I'm going to decrease that to the extreme. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have this, one last thing is to add the color lookup a lot, and I'm going to use my melanin lot, so which is the melanin cube, and load that, and we have this, makes it shiny and look more blackish. So you can decrease the opacity if that's too much. I'm just going to leave it at 50%, and we're good. So create a stem visible layer, Ctrl Shift Alt E, and I'm going to group from here to here. and let's see our image. So we went from this to this. All right, guys. So thank you guys for staying in touch. See you in our next video. Once again, this is ASAS.